All right.
And it seems like we're getting some more live pictures from Dothan Preparatory Academy. You can see.
And so we're at the back of the.
You can see, Michael, Brian, and Aaron, that, and I'm pretty sure you're about to get into this, that looks like the roof from the bus lane, that scrap metal, has been blown off.
Yeah, Jordan. So what we're seeing, this is where I was talking about where kind of the window got blown through, kind of like got broken, and then you also see pieces of the roof. And that roof, we're gonna keep walking up a little bit, and you'll be able to see where part of the roof has been lifted up. That is where the library is. That is where a lot of the students, I guess, where they were then immediately taken to their safe spots. But that's where we are seeing where some of this damage is. We're seeing some of these pieces of the roof that, like you said, have been bent, have been torn off the building and thrown, 20 feet, which is a long. And then as we're looking at behind the school, like where, I guess the track is, and then of course a baseball or softball field, you're seeing trees littering the road, and you're seeing trees littering kind of the outfield or around the track, which is really sad. And then you also see kind of lights that looks like blown off into the road behind this fence here. And then in like where a batting cage would be, you're seeing a tree lay there now. So I mean, you definitely see some damage back here towards the back of the school, and it's over here close to where it's still on this Selma Street path where this suspected tornado kind of rolled through.
Like that. Yes, and it does seem like you said, a lot of debris just thrown across the region and tossed. Now, luckily, based off what I'm seeing, it looks like a lot of sheet metal and scrap metal and some of those windows that have blown out, which is indicative of at least EF0 to EF1 damage at the bare minimum. But as those crews continue to come out, you see that some of this, it's easy, even if it's a quote-unquote weak tornado, it can still cause a lot of damage across the area, even picking up any outside objects. And luckily, nobody was outside during this time. You can see that looks like either a power line or some type of telephone pole or maybe a tree down across the area. And it's so easy for debris to get picked up and thrown around. And this is why we tell people to stay inside, especially during severe weather days where even a small brief tornado can do damage like this. And in a populated area, I know when we saw some of the damage in Midland City, to the north of Midland City, in a rural area, you don't see as much damage. But even a weak brief tornado, if it touches down in a populated area, it can still cause immense damage if it hits the right spot.
And Jordan, you're even seeing right now we're in the back. We're kind of, like I said, we're in the back behind DPA, and this is a baseball field. And you see right ahead of us is a scoreboard that usually is really busy this time of year because people are keeping score, playing Little League baseball, Little League softball, you name it. But now it has been completely sent backwards, and now it's bending to where it's broken and it's bent. So it's definitely. And it's just constant damage like that. That's the kind of damage we're seeing. We're seeing a lot of bent metal. We're seeing a lot of trees, trees snapped in half. We're seeing a lot of roofing coming off of businesses, windows getting blown out. So this was definitely a strong storm that kind of rolled through this area.
Yes, a very strong storm. And like I said earlier, there were just special weather statements, which means 50-mile-per-hour winds, but you get enough rotation just at the right time. Things like this can happen, and this is why Brian, he was keeping us updated throughout the morning, and I came in early as well to just for the potential. And unfortunately, when the potential actually manifests itself, you see damage like this. But luckily, like you said, only minor injuries at the moment, and looks like things are going to get back to normal very, very soon, as seems like power crews, Aaron, have got out here really, really fast. So it seems like power crews got out there pretty fast, Aaron, and hopefully they can restore power. But if